It's a tough subject, because it's tough for me because like I can't really speak on things that I never witnessed. You know what I'm saying? Because all these things happened after I left, basically, and Dan wasn't really on Kenan and Kel like that. I mean, he got it created by credit, but it was a different showrunner, so our worlds weren't really like overly, overlapping like that outside of all that necessarily. And then all that negativity kind of started happening outside of like our tenure there. You know what I mean? So like, I wasn't really aware of a lot of it, but my heart goes out to, anybody that's been victimized or their families, you know what I mean? I mean, like, I think it's a good thing that the doc is out and it's, putting things, on display that need to be, stories that need to be told for this, accountability's sake. But it's definitely tough to watch because I have fond memories of that place, and I have fond memories of, my co-stars and stuff like that. So to hear that they've gone through terrible things like that is it's really tough.
So, looked like he was getting teary-eyed there. So how you feel about that clip? What's up with Kenan?
Who was getting teary-eyed, me or him?
Yeah. I saw some waterworks going
on. Well, he says that he can't speak on, and actually I reposted it. I did a repost on my page. That's why I reposted it and I said, how about, but what about the things that you did see? Because he says, the stuff with Dan happened after. Mm-hmm. But what about when we were in Florida?
Oh, well, what happened in Florida?
I mean, everything that we mentioned already. He was there. Dan yelling, he may not have known about the sexual. I don't think anybody knew about my mom. The producer doing sexual advances towards my mom, but you knew about Dan yelling. Let's just say you may not have realized maybe the favoritism. Maybe we're just going to say that, but you knew about the bullying. You were witness to the incident that happened where.
Did he ever spoke up when he saw these happening?
Never.
Or he was just in the background?
Yeah, he was just in the background. And the thing is, there was a period where, and see, I need to address something because I know people are they're gonna say this. They're definitely gonna say this. They're gonna be like, oh, but even after the show, she was in pictures because somebody got on my Twitter /X and was like, oh, do you remember doing the All That Live with Elisa and Katrina? Like they actually said that. And I'm like, yeah, what's your point? But I already know where they were trying to go with that. First of all, we were paid to do that. First of all, I was probably 18, 19 with that. I've just been blackballed. At this rate, I just want to be accepted again. Mm-hmm. And you still got to remember, we're teenagers, so you still have that young mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, you saw these people, I can't, say everybody, but certain ones you saw as like your brother and your sister or whatever. Kenan, even though, like I said, everybody, we had, I don't want to say issues, but there were definitely, everybody played a part. There was a period where I really saw Kenan as my big brother. Mm. Even when no one else was talking to me from the cast, minus Katrina. Lori Beth, I will say this, Lori Beth was always in her own. So when you hear me talking about the cast, Lori Beth she's not even in the conversation. Lori Beth was not messing with none of us. Because she was always the older one. Mm-hmm. She was off doing her thing. She was always, in the writing room or whatever. Mm-hmm. So she's not even part of these conversations. She was not studying us at all. But when it came to the years after, it was Kenan and Katrina. And that was like my big bro. Mm-hmm. And then it was a period where he just turned on me.
What did he do?
He just stopped talking to me. Like literally just stopped talking to me.
Like you would hit him up like, hey, bro.
Just stop talking to me.
Mm. Do you know why?
No, because that's the thing. Nobody ever says why. Nobody ever says why. They just, and then several years passed and we saw each other at the All That reboot, but I mean, yes, it was because we took a picture. It was me, Kel, Kenan, and Josh. So that was the first picture of us since All That.
Did y'all have a conversation later that night after the reboot?
It didn't go that far. It was just like, hey, I see. Yeah, it was it was for the gram. Mm-hmm. There was no reach. I mean, he follows me on social media or whatever, that's just about it. They all do. But he never, like I said, like I will say out of everyone, I will say that probably hurt me the most because I really did see him as a big bro. But I felt like whatever was going on, the personal retaliation was part of it. And whatever rumors were going around that, I mean, obviously, because if I never did anything to you and you went from being my big bro to like you're not talking to me anymore, literally, and along with everyone else, obviously it's the same thing. Obviously, you know?
It has to be.
So, but like I said, when he says, you know, it happened after or he didn't witness anything, but you did. Even down to the milk thing, it was our scene. You saw that. Everybody was there. When he yelled, if you didn't see anything else, you saw that. You saw when he was yelling at me.
Try to console you.
Nobody tried to console me. The only one that consoled me was the director. And if it had not been for the director, that would have been it. And it was the director. I want to say from first season it was the director, and we had a PA, Ramonda. She was always looking out for me. Those are the only two people that I could really remember production-wise that were looking out for me.